Hey, War of the Six, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and take some Vulture Aid. Thank you very much. And by the way, if this video gets 15 likes, I will dress up as Misty for Halloween. We've got quite the juicy topic for you today. And I'd like to talk about the Victis crew, the transit crew, and if they're going to be returning in this year's Black Ops 6 DLC season, or maybe later in COD 2025. I want to take it back a second to, it was like 2018, 2019 DLC season for Black Ops 4. We had speculation, right, that the transit crew was coming back. We knew their story wasn't necessarily ended after buried, considering we had some comics, but their story was being continued from a narrative perspective at Treyarch. It's the final map for Black Ops 4 Zombies. This was going to close the entire Ether storyline. And to be honest with you, it didn't really feel like an ending to Victis. You know, with quotes from Ultimus and Premise crew, we had a lot of like, oh, the time is coming to an end, yada yada, you know, farewell quotes. And listening back to them on tag, it didn't really seem like that was the end. It didn't seem like that was the last time we were going to see Victis. And I actually was thinking, and I came up with a way that Victis could still exist in the new storyline. Take an Ethereum crystal, thank you very much. Let's get right into it. Round 2, baby, here it is. During Tagged or Toten, we had a lot of quotes from Russman, Stuhlinger, Misty, and Marlton alike, all talking about interdimensional time travel, right? And we know time travel's been a part of Zombies, right? That was like the foundation back in Der Riese, you know what I'm saying? We saw it in The Giant and Black Ops 3. Universes can collide, and they can affect the Chronorium. We know that Stuhlinger read it. He was scared. Apparently, he picked up the book, he saw something he didn't want to, and he threw it down. That's in the quotes of Tagged or Toten. But we've already seen in the storyline, especially in the timeline of Black Ops 3, the Chronorium changes. So who's to say it won't change again? You know, you could read alternate endings to other universes, right? The Dark Ether is this new story that takes place after the Ether was already sent in and corrupted and been in the Dark Ether for thousands of years, right? We learned that in Vanguard Zombies with Cortifex. Yeah, see, they had some story beats in there, not too bad. And why so much emphasis on Russman's backstory and Broken Arrow if they're just gonna cease to exist in the next game? In fact, we heard by Russman himself. He wrote a book when he was working at Broken Arrow about interdimensional time travel and cross-universe experimentation that they were working on during those times. So that must mean they have a receptor, right? You know, like the teleporter hub, you know, so people from other universes, right, can come and travel to that universe and they'd end up at Broken Arrow. And that brings me to round 3. We know that the story in Black Ops 6 Zombies is trying to stop Richtofen, right? Your Requiem, you have those other operators that you're potentially working undercover with at Liberty Falls, right? The theory right now in the community is that who we are playing as in Liberty Falls is actually going undercover and betraying Richtofen. Apparently they're working remotely with Requiem on Terminus Island. We know these maps happen at the same exact time, so I bet we're going to get some radios. And look, let's talk about Richtofen for a second. We know he's different in every universe. You know, we're talking Premise, he was very, you know, he upholded himself as a leader. He carried the crew to the victory, I guess? I don't know. We know the old Richtofen, Ultimus, was a bit crazy, a bit wild. Well, judged on this first cutscene, I think we actually have a lot of story to go off of. And I'm talking the cutscene for Liberty Falls. We know the backstory with Richtofen's family being killed by Weaver. And I believe that such instances like those that have affected Richtofen, Eddie, in his personal life has led him to become a narcissist. But Nathan, how does that even make sense? Well, what would a narcissist do to unkill his family? Contact another universe where it didn't happen, of course. And the only way to do that is to open up the gateway, right? Connecting other universes together. And what happens if one of those universes is the old Ether storyline with Broken Arrow? Why would they go to Broken Arrow out of anywhere in the storyline? Well, if Requiem wants to stop Richtofen, how about go back to a Broken Arrow facility and save the transit crew from even getting into the cryopods in the first place? Maybe Richtofen was on the path to being defeated in Tagged or Toten, but couldn't be. The Chronorium had already been written, and maybe it's not until this new Dark Ether storyline has the opportunity to go back, stop them from getting in the cryopods. That way, they're not in the lab, they don't get sent to Tagged or Toten, and that ending never even ends up happening. Take an Ethereum crystal, that brings me to round 4. Let's talk about this almost from a developer's perspective. In Tagged or Toten, if you really listen to the voice lines of the transit crew, they killed it, right? It didn't sound like a big farewell, and they really made it clear at the end of that storyline. We had a whole video, very moving, very, very touching. The voice actors from the Ultimus and Premise crew saying their farewell. We did not get that with Victis. And boy, you know what? It'd be hard to bring him back for just one map. But what if they aren't? We've already gotten rumors of a Transit remaster, and that map has a place in all COD Zombies fans' hearts, let's be real. We heard of a classic mode returning, didn't we? What maps would fit that classic, aesthetic, and just gameplay loop perfectly? Town. What characters could we play with on Town and get backstory to maybe even a Broken Arrow map we can get in the future? The Transit crew. And I think that'd be insane. And let's talk about some characters we can see in the future, right? If they were to go back to the Ether storyline. Well, if tag didn't happen, maybe at Broken Arrow or somewhere around that facility, you can save Pablo Marinus from becoming a hermit. I believe that character was slept on. And don't even get me started on a Mexico Zombies map. We had a whole video talking about it. I think it's great. But look, this whole buildup of Broken Arrow and the more story beats we were getting in the past few years before Cold War, that couldn't have been for nothing, right? I mean, if they're already bringing back Richtofen, I kind of understand where they're not bringing back the old Ultimates, right? That story came to a close, concrete, right? But not the Victis crew. I think there is a reason to visit the old Ether storyline with Richtofen's narcissistic motives, as well as Requiem trying to save the day. I think those characters aren't done yet. They're not finished. It'll be a nostalgia beat for everyone in the community as well. And if I were working there, it just sounds like a great opportunity for Treyarch. I want to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Guys, we are so close to 1,000 subs. I can't believe it. That means I get to go buy Black Ops 6. Thank God, because I'm gonna need it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe, ding that bell, stay up to date with all future Zombies notifications. Guys, I'm excited to cover this year. It's going to be insane, and I can't believe it. Guys, we are so close, only like a month and a half? That's a long time to wait for a COD fan, huh? But guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again in the future. Thank you very much.